Well, let's cross over to Eric, who is sat with students and Kenyans living in Estonia and business people who are in the country, as we seek to learn more about what opportunities there are and what the reality of living in Estonia is.
Well, yes, indeed, Phalaris. I mean, life is similar or about just the same in terms of just purchasing of items. But then, like you said, there's the other thing. Cost of living gets much easier when you have to consider that public transport may be free, healthcare will be free, education to a great extent is also free and taxpayer funded. But that's why we're having this baraza. So with me here is a group of Kenyans and East Africans, students and some business leaders and association leaders who are here with us. On the front row is business, the students who are here in Estonia, and also behind me is some business leaders and association leaders and startup thinkers and founders who are here. And we just want to have a conversation around what is life like. First of all, getting to Estonia, living in Estonia and doing business in Estonia. That's going to have this conversation for the next about 35 minutes or so. And I can see somebody has the mic. Ian, you have the mic. Please quickly tell us what you do here. You can start with your name, of course, for the people back home to know you. What you're doing here, how long you've been here, and how is life like here in Tallinn?
Hello, hi, my name is Ian Karanja. I'm a student at Tallinn University here in Estonia and awaiting graduation in Strathmore University back home. We have been working at various startup companies here in Estonia while also studying in Tallinn University as part of the Digital Explorers program. For life here in Estonia, I'd say it's been wonderful in terms of the exposure and the culture around combining studies and working. We've been provided with opportunities that have been able to open up our minds to solutions that can be brought even back home, and how Estonia and Kenya can continue collaborating to improve the digital infrastructure.
Okay, thank you very much. You have the mic. Tell us your name, what you've been doing here in Estonia, how long you're here, and how you're finding it.
My name is Miles Ngisho. I am a graduate of Kenyatta University and a student here at Tallinn University. I'm also a software engineering intern at ADM Interactive, part of the Digital Explorers program, which is a mobility program which trains tech talents from Africa. It's been a really good experience being in Estonia, and especially considering that we are people in tech and Estonia is really digital. It's been nice to be exposed to this kind of environment. Yeah.
Okay. You can pass the mic to the lady. Tell us your name, also what you've been doing here, and what first interested you to come to Estonia.
My name is Omvoy Karanja. I am a software engineer and a graduate of Kenyatta University, computer science. And this opportunity just came up immediately after I had finished school. And it looked very promising. And also I wanted to know what Europe is like. And I also wanted to know what master's opportunities are there out here. So I got to apply and got in, and that's why I'm here right now.
Great. Mm-hmm. Now, those are students. There are people who are here who are entrepreneurs and business people. I'll start from the back. You have the mic. Tell us your name and what you've been doing here.
My name is Frank Kabner. I'm a co-founder at Intel. We're a technology company based in Kenya and Estonia. We've been setting up presence in a better part of Europe so as to take advantage of what the European ecosystem has to offer. Yeah.
Okay, so what does your company do, and what brought you here then?
We are an AI-powered communication platform, and as an AI-powered communication platform, we enable this for businesses to seamlessly be able to communicate with their customers. And what brought us to Estonia, things like a favorable tax system and ease of doing business in terms of access to infrastructure and government services online.
Okay, pass the mic to the lady. Yep.
Thank you. My name is Emily. I am from Uganda. and I've worked with EstDev on a number of projects. And what we are trying to do in this partnership is to build interoperable systems to support regional integration for the 8 East African countries. And I am here today to see how we can further adapt. We are not copying and pasting, how we can further adapt the digital initiatives that have been implemented in Estonia to improve service delivery for the East African community.
Is this your first forum to attend?
Yes, it's the first time I'm here.
Okay. I'm sure you've heard about the forum before. And if you think about, that kind of ecosystem that we have back at home in East Africa and the region, and what you have learned so far about Estonia, what are the most glaring gaps for you?
Thank you. The most things that have caught my attention in Estonia is the level of digitalization. The level of digitalization is something that we are actually aspiring to achieve for the East African community. And this is a key take home. Back in the day, we did benchmark with Estonia on the X-Roads platform. And as you are aware, the East African region has made some steps towards this. We do have data exchange platforms in the different partner states. And what we are aiming at now is to see how those data exchange platforms can speak to each other so that we can improve service delivery for the region, basically to drive trade, investment, and improved service delivery. Thank you.
Okay. So the kind of noise that you're hearing behind us and around us is because the Africa Business Forum is taking place right behind this hall, behind the wall. It's taking place there. People have gathered. It's about to begin in the next 1 hour. And so you'll bear with us. You'll be hearing some noise in the background, but let's continue the conversation. Now, we have students, we have association heads, we have entrepreneurs who are here to come and think about the business. And then we have also people who work in the diplomacy space across Europe. Please hand over the mic to Evans. Evans, tell us your name, what you do around here.
Thank you very much, Latif. My name is Evans Andrew. I'm probably the only person in this group who doesn't live in Estonia. I live in Finland. I've lived in Finland for the last 19 years. Actually, this September, it will be 20 years. So that's a long time. But I'm very well connected to home. I travel to Kenya 2-3 times a year, so at least I've kept that connection.
What have you been doing in Finland?
Well, it's a good question. I came to Finland in 2006 as a student, but I've studied some more and developed, and now I'm in the food technology ecosystem.
Okay.
So Nordlink Africa is a business that brings specialty Kenyan products to the Nordics and the Baltics. And our job is to make sure that your product as a Kenyan is EU ready. Because we have a lot of products, we're a very agricultural nation.
Yes.
But we have standards here and we have systems that make sure that, hey, when that product crosses the border to these shores, it is EU ready, and that's what we do. So we work both in the Nordics and in the Baltics. And just this last April, we had Helsinki Coffee and Tea Festival, and we had a delegation come, and it was very, very successful. So anybody listening in Kenya, if you have products that you think can cross the border, we are the people to talk to.
Fantastic. That's a croquette. Croquette. Good to have you here. We'll come back to you and just hear how life would compare, in these Nordic and Baltic countries and back home in terms of what do you see as the glaring differences? Is it cultures? Is it cost of living? Is it, the way we interact with one another? What's different?
Well, on the basis of humanity, humans are humans, right?
Yep.
But it is the societies where we live in that determine how we behave in life and how we perceive it, right? So I would say my experience in this part of the world is that we have put trust in the systems because the systems have been built for us. I was just talking to one of the gentlemen behind there that one of the reasons why businesses in this side of the world find ease in succeeding is because of the systems.
All right.
In Kenya, you go to the business and you relate to the business itself. You don't relate to the system. So it's also a cultural difference, but it's also a systematic difference. And I always don't want to be prescriptive when I talk about this, but there's a lot of journeys that you have to go through to, for example, if you're doing business in Kenya, to make sure that it is a legit business. For this part of the world, you know that that step has already been sorted out. You just contact the business and you move along. So those are some of the things that we hope in the future, doing business across the borders, it will be easy. Now, life in general, the systems is that the students in Estonia will tell you that if the bus is going to be at the bus stop at this time, you don't have to think about going to wait for it, because otherwise you'll die from the cold. When the bus is going to be at the bus stop at 3:30, it will be there. When we say this is the deadline, if you don't make your reports by that deadline, it's gone. So we are about time and discipline. And over time, so for example, people who have come from Kenya and you want to do it the Kenyan way, the system simply kicks you out. Nobody's coming to tell you that, hey, you're doing this. The system will notice it and kick you out immediately. So it's about the discipline and knowing that the system is working for you rather than you trying to work inside the system. I don't know if that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. And I think
now, when we think about succeeding as a student and succeeding in life, for example, I think most of the students have told you about the work-life balance.
Yeah.
So if you come here as a student, you have a particular hours that you need to work. You have designated times that you can work. They do that intentionally because otherwise, we are Kenyans. When we find work, we work.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
So if you're not, if there's no curtail to that, you'll work yourself crazy. But the system, as I said, is meant for you to succeed. So the amount of time allocated for you to work and to be in school. And because of that, you find a work balance. You were just interviewing somebody yesterday who has a family working. You can do all that here. You can have a family, study, and work all at the same time. And the system is meant to make you succeed in doing all that at the same time.
Fantastic. Pass the mic to Marianne. You're a student. You've been here a while now. Has it caught on with you? Is it rubbing off you?
Yes, my name is Mariana Komen. I am a master's student at Tallinn University of Technology. And just to answer your question, life in Estonia has been amazing. It did start as a bit of a culture shock because, as Evan said here, you have to be very disciplined. So when the bus is there, it's not going to wait for you. If you're a bit, maybe 10 seconds late, you have to run towards it because if it's time for the bus to leave, it's going to leave. So you have to be very proactive with everything that you do, and that has really built upon me. Like, that is how I've come to be here in Estonia. And also on the work-life balance, that is very true because I'm also working with the fintech company here, which is Wise. And there is the balance there where I have been able to completely do my studies, which I'm about to graduate. And now I'm also, I've been able to hold a job, which has been very helpful in supplementing my living expenses over here. And also, it has also helped me pay some part of my tuition fees. So I do feel like there is this great opportunity in Estonia for any students who want to come here. You will find I call it the best of both worlds because you will have, you will build your CV and you'll also build your education and you will also grow your skills. So this is a great opportunity so far.
Great. Before I come back to the back, let's hear from the lady at the end. Your name. What are you doing in Estonia?
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Latif. My name is Victoria Nkatha, and like Evans, I am not a native of Estonia. My background is actually in Denmark. So 16 years in Denmark, and then now living in Kenya, and now working with the Estonian Center for International Development, where I lead the projects lead. I'm the regional projects lead in Kenya and in Africa, where we implement projects one of the projects that I'm very, very proud of is the Digital Explorers project that we funded, and so the phase 1 and phase 2 of it. So what I do in Estonia, I'm the bridge between Africa and Estonia. So we do a lot of projects in Africa where our focus areas in Africa are around digital transformation. We focus on education, which is where the Digital Explorers project is in, and we also focus on innovation, where we also support MSMEs in Africa all across the continent. So that's part of what I do with Estonia for Estonia. And Estonian Center for International Development is under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So when you mentioned diplomacy, that's what we do on a daily basis. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is why we're also here at the Africa Business Forum, where we're also supporting heavily in terms of the conversations here as well.
Tell me, Victoria, is there interest in businesses in Kenya and across Africa to come and set base in Estonia?
Absolutely. The e-Estonia and the e-residency program has opened doors for a lot of businesses to be able to set up base in Estonia. As you know, Estonia has 9 unicorns, and per capita, it has the most unicorns for any population. Now, the opportunity is that Estonia is a digitally savvy country, and what we export, I speak on the Kenyan side and the Estonian side. What we export is primarily technology. Now, for businesses to be able to set up here, you're able to be an e-resident, which means that you can have your taxes, your bank, everything set up here, and you're also exposed to the European market. I think it's the only country that actually does that, where you have several opportunities. You don't need to be based here, but there's an opportunity for your company to be based here and be opened up to the European market, no matter what kind of business you're doing. So I think this is one of the exports that is really, really good for Africans. And also it's something that not a lot of people know about. It's now getting, traction, but it is an opportunity to say, you're a great mind, you're thinking of an idea, know that there's the opportunity for you to even explore the European market and export your service or your product into Europe.
Great. I know, having a conversation on the side with Frank, he is one of those that have done that. And Frank, will come back to you to give us your experience about that, setting up, the e-residency. But I know there's from Uganda and about education and the startup conversation. So give the mic to him. Tell us your name and what brings you to Tallinn this time.
Thank you very much. I'm Ben Ruhinda. I work for Inter-University Council for East Africa. It's an institution of East African community. We support education, we support skills and talent in our region, and we are here to explore the possibility of collaboration to expand the opportunity for East Africans to understand the market in Europe, to get the opportunity to compete and collaborate with this market. We also work towards the skills development. So in skills development and innovation, we want to keep inviting the collaborators to come. We do have a number of platforms that gives us a chance to talk to the highest level of decision makers, one among which is the Vice Chancellor's Forum, which will happen soon in Nairobi. And I'm here also to invite the partners and collaborators to come and talk to the top leadership of university so that we can make an impact to do better. Thank you.
Great, and good work that you're doing. Let's hear from Kevin. Yeah.
I'll talk about startups.
Yeah, your name and what you do here, and then the startup ecosystem.
Okay, so my name is Kevin Ojwang Omundi. I'm a student here at Tallinn University. The graduate at Strathmore University, doing computer science, and I work at an Estonian company as a digital growth and data analyst, and the whole startup ecosystem here is actually very friendly. They say that if you want to do things fast, you do them alone. If you want to do them faster, you go with a team, but if you want to go global, you come to Estonia. So that is the whole point of it. It's very fair, but the most fairest thing is, I think, the corporate tax, in the sense that if let's say your startup is earning, let's say 100,000 euros a year, the government doesn't take the money unless you reinvest it back to the company. So it's basically saying use the money to build, grow, and then we'll come back for the money later. Let's say you pay yourself. So if let's say you compare that to the Kenyan region where they charge, I think 30% the moment you start earning profit. That's like unfair to upcoming startups. So yeah.
So what are you saying? Are you saying that there's a different layer of support for the startups? And what's a startup? I mean, I could be a startup for 10 years. I just keep saying, I'm still starting. I'm still starting. What's a startup?
A startup is like an innovation where you haven't gone public or you're yet to go public. So it's like a team of people just coming up like as students here. We've formed like a startup later. Like Delbert there has a team X where we combine like 10 people. We try to come up with solutions. And before like we go public, that's a startup.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Now let's hear from Jamie. Your name, how long you've been here, what you've been studying, and what actually made you want to come to Estonia.
Okay, so my name is Jamie Halainangulu. I am currently I've just graduated from Tallinn University with interaction design.
What's that?
Interaction design is basically UI, user interaction and user experience related when you're using a product, basically how you interact with the product.
Okay.
Yes. Back in Kenya, I'm a graduate of computer science at Strathmore University. So why I wanted to come to Estonia is because at first when I heard of this opportunity, I really didn't know much about Estonia. And I think that's what actually drew me to the opportunity. Because in most cases, you'll hear people going to the UK, to the States, to everything. But after doing research on Estonia and seeing that it's actually fully digital, that was really interesting for me, especially as a computer science student. So yeah, so that was something that really drew me to Estonia.
Okay. Now, actually, I'm just going to do a, full question here. Before getting to start application to come and study in Estonia, how many knew about Estonia? A show of hands. Like, how many of the students knew about Estonia? Not just knowing there's a country called Estonia, like knowing about Estonia, knowing where it is, knowing that there's a Baltic Sea there, it's across Finland, it's next to Latvia, and it's got its independence in 1990. How many? All right. Oh, so you guys actually, my sharp Gen Zs. Okay, great. Let's go back to the gentleman at the back there. Pass the mic over to him. Tell us your name, what you're doing here, and how you find Estonia so far. I mean, just compare. Give us a basic comparison from your own perspective, POV. Kenya, Estonia.
Good morning. My name is Delbert Kipyegon. And nice to meet you, Eric. Before you came here, I used to work at Nation Media. And it's so nice to see familiar faces around. So
very good. See, NTV, Nation Media is also exporting.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm also part of the 20 students who came here for the Digital Explorers 2. And so far it has been so great. Learning from the best of the best startups. Part of the program involved us visiting this unicorn in Estonians, that is Bolt, Wise, Pipedrive, and we've really seen how people work, how these people collaborate and come up with these big ideas that we use worldwide. And I think the best part of me is this, once you're in the EU, you get to like travel to all the countries, and you never know what a conversation with a guy in Italy at maybe 10 a.m. will make a difference to your life. So
how easy is it to travel across the countries?
So it's so easy. What we normally do is whenever we want to travel, we just convert the money to euros, then it becomes cheaper. Because if you say that you're going to Italy, if you say you're going to Italy, it's like 10,000 Kenya shillings. It's cheap, back home, Kenya, the flights are really expensive. You're going to Mombasa with only 8,000. So once you do the conversion to Kenya shillings, now this time it becomes easier for you. And I think that's the best part for me. and also like learning from these big companies, because as Kevin said, I have this Team X kind of startup, and we have been...
Oh, you actually do have a start. I thought it was giving you just an example.
No. Actually, it's registered, like...
Okay.
Yeah. And it's so kind of got us working at Nation Media.
Mm-hmm.
Grace and Miles are part of the team, like the original team. And yeah, I mean, it's also like we get to pick this one or two things from these companies, and we proceed with them forward, like, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well done, guys. You're already entrepreneurs. Victoria, you want to say something?
Yes, I wanted to add to his point. I mean, Estonia is a Schengen country, and as a member of the Schengen states, it's very, very easy to move around in terms of if I want to go to Spain, I want to go to Finland. I mean, Finland is a 2-hour boat ride away, and you don't need anything aside from you, your money, and your ID, and you cross over. If I want to go to Italy, I can go by train. If I want to go to Paris, I can just quickly dash over. So it's the mobility aspect is also very easy, which is a plus when it comes to even choosing Estonia as a country destination for your business or for whatever it is that you may be wanting to come and do, student as they are here.
Yeah.
So as a member of the Schengen states, it also makes it easier.
So it's one visa that's applicable across this country.
Absolutely.
Comparing that to the East African community, we still don't have one visa. We have all these things. We're working towards that. So when you're crossing over into Tanzania, you've got to get to the border. Kaka wendapi, kaka. If you're going to Uganda, we say, where are you going? How long are you going to be there?
Right. And I think this is what my colleague Emily was alluding to, even with interoperability conversations, where we're trying, even in the East Africa community, to develop these solutions. Part of it is to also make it easier for Ugandan to come work in Kenya, for Kenyan to go work in Rwanda, for mobility to be able to also be easy, not only even for work purposes, but just traveling around the different countries.
Okay. These two haven't spoken. Give them the mic. Start with you, Michael. Right? I know you're a business. Good morning, Mr. Entrepreneur. Tell us about your student journey, your thinking and enterprising journey, and so far, and how easy it has been for you, maybe difficult.
So my name is Michael Kihuyu. I am a student at Tallinn University and an awaiting graduate at Strathmore. Came here for 4 months as well with the Digital Explorers program, and I have been working with Latitude 59 as a product engineer. Actually, we just concluded the Tallinn conference a few days ago. It was really wonderful. Well, what can I say? Estonia has been a really mind-opener. It's been a big mind-opener in that one of my career goals is actually to start my own companies and actually be in the business of opening companies and selling them. And one of my goals was actually to come to Estonia because I'm surrounded by so many startup founders. It's community-led. There's a strong community when it comes to actually building and opening startups here, which is one of the reasons that I decided to come to Estonia. And meeting so many different individuals who have come up with brilliant ideas has been quite inspirational, because it shows me that you don't really need the resources to actually do something. You just need to have the desire to actually do it. And also having the access to some of these big executives has been also quite beneficial, because it's not difficult actually to find, for example, the CEO of Bolt at some supermarket or like walking across the park. So the accessibility to even these big executives that you don't even dream of meeting, it's quite beneficial because you get to interact with them, you get to understand how they think, what they do, how their schedule looks like, and that, in my opinion, builds you also as a person.
Very good. Nelias?
Yes. My name is Nelias Ndongo. I am a software engineer. Computer science graduate from Strathmore. My journey here in Estonia has been nothing short of amazing, because I mean, it's a learning opportunity. Exposure is there, being able to travel around, and also I like the fact that even in your workspace, you can be able to talk with the director on one-on-one level, seek guidance and counseling, and if you're stuck at any point, like, you don't feel the anxiety or the panic that, oh my God, this is the big boys, the big boss. So you can just walk up to them. It is actually really easy.
Right.
And they encourage that, because they are also straightforward with you. You don't go round cutting corners. So you're able to they're direct with you. You're able to go straight forward and accomplish whatever you'd want to do.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Nelius. Pass the mic back to Frank and tell us about your startup as we conclude this conversation. Your startup and the registration into e-citizenship.
Into even e-residence?
Yes, e-residence, yes.
Yes, sure. I will say that there's a big difference between the time it takes when you're registering a startup on e-resident vis-a-vis what you have back at home on e-citizen. E-resident, actually, you should be able to, within 30 minutes, you have been registered.
Hold on. Your business is in Kenya.
Yes.
Right? And you want to have, the Estonian address and therefore the access to the European market.
Yes.
Where did you apply from for this thing to take 30 minutes?
All right. So, for you to have presence within the Estonia or the EU region, you need to have your business registered, and the platform they use for that is e-resident.
Okay.
So when you go to e-resident and you simply start applying for rather registering for your startup, the process pretty much takes 30 minutes.
Where are you as you're doing that? Are you in Tallinn or are you in Nairobi?
It's online.
Are you in Kisumu, like, for example?
You can do that from your village in Muranga.
Wow.
Yeah. So basically from your village in Muranga, as long as you have internet access, you're able to go to e-resident and set up the application, and within 30 minutes, the process is complete. You have your company registered. And the only thing that will be pending is for you to have an e-resident card issued.
Okay.
And the e-resident card issue normally takes like about, I think, 3 to 8 weeks thereabout. And it's normally sent to different Estonian consulates. Good thing is Estonia is opening up an embassy in Kenya in later this year in December.
Yeah.
This will make the process very easy for any Kenyan out there who wants to set up presence in Estonia or Europe at large. So that compared to what we have at home, we've made good strides with e-citizen over the years. However, we still do have a lot of manual processes. And these small manual processes, they do hinder go-to-market.
Yeah.
And we do have a lot of fragmented systems, meaning that I need to, let's say, for instance, I need to register on set up KRA, maybe I need to have something on NHIF, maybe I need to have something different on NTSA and so on. What Estonia has done with their platform called X-Road is they have what they call, I think, like a one-off principle, meaning you submit documents only once. You don't necessarily need to do that again. And other regulatory bodies, whether it is public or private institutions, are able to access them from that particular platform.
Okay.
And that is something that us as a country, Kenya at large, I think that's something, if we head towards that direction, it will make the process very easy for businesses, for setting up businesses and the normal documentation, the process and so on, such that instead of focusing a lot of time on administrative work, you focus on running your business.
What you wanted to do anyway in the first place.
Yes.
Which is your idea, turning your idea into business, trying to make that business grow.
Exactly.
Not dealing with compliance issues on a daily basis. Frank, thank you very much. How easy, now is your company now an e-resident?
Yes, we are e-resident. We've been an e-resident for the
past 2
years. Yes.
Hey. Watu wako mafutani hapa Estonia. Sijui tunafanya nini? Anyway, this is how we fix the nation. How we fix Kenya is by learning and picking some of these lessons from these countries. It's good that we have students, you guys, all right? As you're interacting back home, as you're coming back home, you come back home with these ideas. And we implement these ideas back home. And we say, this is how we're going to fix Kenya. Other guys are doing it so much easier, so much faster. This is how we're going to do it. Evans has been, in this region for so long. Now he's on the hand. It's for you guys to come back and implement what Evans has been talking about. Fixing the nation, one conversation at a time, live from Tallinn in Estonia. The Africa Business Forum is about to begin. So we will let these noble ladies and gentlemen go into the forum. We will also wind up and leave you with your world and, of course, your vibes at Pale Nation FM. Tomorrow is Eid, right? And I'll have a couple of stories from Estonia as well. The second largest city in Estonia is called Tartu City. Tartu with T. Tartu, not the one in Kiambu, Tartu in Estonia, second largest city. So big, the population is so huge, it's a massive 100,000 people. I'll bring you stories about Tartu City tomorrow. Fixing the Nation, one conversation at a time from Tallinn in Estonia. Asante sana, have a lovely day.